Hey guys, this is Kent Mullins from Black Hat Studios. I'm kind of flying off the seat of my pants here as far as I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do in terms of what I'm gonna say or any of that shit, but what the purpose of this series of videos, and this is gonna be probably pretty lengthy. I don't even know how long it's gonna take because I haven't prepared or anything. Is taking this from how you see it now to a completed bust with hair. Now, I actually got this bust in on a trade from Sean Mahoney. I wasn't happy with the paint job. It seemed kind of dark for the part 5. This is obviously a Roy from Friday the 13th part 5. But I felt like the paint job was a little bit too gritty and too dirty. So I cut the hair off, stripped it, and completely stripped the paint off using naphtha, and put a base coat on it, just a good base coat to get started. So that's all you've missed as far as what I've done to the mask. I took the had some acrylic eyes. I don't know where the camera's hanging. Hopefully you can see. But took the acrylic eyes out, cleaned them off real good. And that's all you've missed. I didn't know I was going to do this video. That's why I would have filmed all that. But to be honest with you, it was kind of boring, so you didn't miss anything. My original intentions were to do this live on Facebook, but apparently my region or carrier or whatever the hell does not have access to that feature on Facebook yet. So I'm going to have to film it, post it to YouTube, and then post it to my page there. So, I mean, let's go ahead and get started. I haven't prepared for this. I haven't cleaned anything. So, I mean, this is about as legit as you can get in terms of hanging out right here in the garage with me while I do this. This video is going to be pretty long. So, I'm not going to rush anything. I'm going to probably shoot the shit a lot. But like I said, got this as a bust. It was completed. Took the hair off, took the eyebrows off, pulled the eyes out, stripped the paint off of it with naphtha, and then just laid down a base coat on it, which is what you see here. And I mean, that's all that I've done to it so far. I think this will be a good mask to do a tutorial on for 2 reasons. One, it's gonna have 2 different tones. The goal of this is to make it look like a man is wearing a mask. So I thought it would be neat to show you a painting style in which I can make this obvious as a cheaper, latex cowl like you would have been able to get back in the 80s when the movie was made. And then you also want to add these realistic skin tones to Roy's actual face here. So you're wanting this to look real while this looks fake. It looks like you want this part to look like a latex cowl, like it's something that somebody's bought, and then you want this part to look realistic. And that was another issue I had with it whenever I got it, was the artist that had painted it, and he did a good job as far as the paint goes, but he went for the realistic look the whole thing around, and you just don't want that. I don't know who sculpted this. I really dig the sculpture, but they have obviously made it, they've put forth the effort to make it look like a latex cowl. They've not tried to make it too detailed in terms of the cowl itself, and focused all of the realism in the face, which is how I would have done it if I sculpted this myself. With the hair, what we're gonna do, which is way down the road from right now, I intend on, once again, I hope you can see this, but I intend on actually, if I'm exactly or not, I'm actually gonna cut from about right here to right here. The hair is gonna go on the inside of the mask. It's gonna come out, and then I'm gonna reattach that piece so for one, you don't have glue showing, and 2, it actually looks like hair is coming out from underneath the hood. So it's little things like that that you can do to really set your work apart in terms of how it looks in realism. So, let's see. What are we gonna? Since I haven't, premeditated this or anything, I haven't got a plan of attack or any of that stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of go off the cuff of my collar here. First things first, I'm gonna turn on some music, or maybe not music. Well, you've seen there that I was obviously watching South Park last night when I turned everything down. This is just an old beat up laptop. This shit I don't know, I think I bought it in 2009. It's not even the right shape anymore, but it's been a trooper, man. So I'll just gonna turn something on to play here. Give you something to listen to while I do this. This is what I usually do whenever I'm working here. Right there is a part 7 that I finished last night for Sean Mahoney. And the thing about, here's the thing. I'm gonna attack the cow portion of this bust much the way that I painted this 7, and it's because the paint on a lot of the 80s movies wasn't that great. I mean, let's be honest with each other. Let's be real. Special effects have came a long way since then, so the paint, it doesn't always look realistic. And me being an artist that's going for absolute closest to what was screen used, I try to match that paint job. So I hope you get what I'm saying here. The process for painting the 7, and there's 2 different processes that I use, and it depends on what kind of creature character that I'm painting. But the process that I use to paint this guy is much the same that I'm going to use to paint the cow. And then I'm going to use a completely process altogether to paint the face of Roy, which involves, this part's a whole lot of airbrushing. A lot of airbrushing. So I got South Park playing here off to the side. And let's get started. I think the first thing that I'm going to do is focus. I'm going to do the face of Roy last, and I'm just going to focus on the cow portion here that Roy is wearing. Let me see. I'm just going to look at this for a minute, because like I said, I haven't planned this out. I mean, this is just like you hanging out in the garage. Let me think and ponder on this for a second. Let me pull up Oz's website here. I use Justin's website quite a bit for screenshots. It's very, very handy. And let's see what kind of skin tones that the cow that Roy was wearing in that movie had. Obviously, you gotta go all the way to the end because he didn't even fucking show Roy until the very end. But let's see here. Here's a good picture. Okay, it's pretty run of the mill. Just your white boy skin tone. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is go over here and pick another skin tone that's different than the one that I've already laid down. Let's see what we got here. Here we go. We got one that's kind of pinkish. And if you've never mixed paint before on a latex mask, for this method that I'm getting ready to use, a good rule of thumb is about 30% acrylic paint to 70% latex. You just mix that stuff up real good, and it'll do you right. It looks like you can see the computer there, but the paint on the cow that Roy is wearing, and that, wow, I just noticed the ear there. I don't know if the chip's gone on the ear, and the sculpture has, whoever sculpted this did a really good job in terms of keeping it legit. Anyways, the paint on this cow seems pretty flat. There's not a lot of life to it in the movie itself, so we're gonna keep it flat on our yeah, it's real flat. So we're gonna keep it flat on our bust here. The first thing I'm gonna do, this is actually car sponge that you would use to wash your car with. I buy these at at Dollar General all the time, and they're $1, and you can cut them up and use them, and they have been good to me. So I'm going to take an X-Acto knife here and cut this one up. And I actually got this method that I'm getting ready to use off of J.C. Wild. He taught me, he's the one that actually got me into this hobby. But this is how I painted all my stuff when I first came in. And J.C., he just, you know, I can't thank him enough for everything he's done for me as far as learning and teaching me things. What you're going to do is you're going to take this sponge and you're going to make a stipple sponge. And you're going to, I hope you can see this, but I'm just tearing little chunks out of this sponge like this. Now what this is going to do is lay down paint unevenly on your bust there. You don't want it to look, you know, force painted or any of that shit. So I'm tearing big chunks out of this sponge so that it's all uneven and jagged, and it'll give us a real nice paint texture whenever we lay down the paint. So hopefully you can see that. Now what I'm going to do is I keep a hefty supply of these tongue depressors. Mix this paint up real good that I mixed shit probably a month ago. I'm going to take my stippling sponge here, go in, rub it off on, and now you're just lay this down uneven, and you don't want it to look, you know, like it's been done on purpose. You want it to look natural. And I'm just stippling this on. We're going to do this all over. You get a little bit on the actual face. That's fine. It's cool. We haven't even. This is going to be a different process altogether. You're not in a phase right now where you need to worry about being like super precise or any of that shit. So I'm just stippling this on here, making it you know, uneven. I'm in my garage right now and it's cold as shit. If I'd have known I was doing this video, I would have cleaned up a little bit so I don't look like a fucking snob, whatever. So all I'm technically doing right now, guys, is stippling on a different flesh tone to an existing flesh tone. And although the difference that it makes whenever it dries, it might be super subtle. It's going to be a difference nonetheless. You don't want any, you know, super big differences in your paint. You don't want to switch. And looks like I got it pretty evenly spaced all over this. And doing this cow part is actually going to be pretty fast. Like I said, the cow in the movie looks like it was a pretty flat. There wasn't a lot of love put in it. So, I mean, 95% of this bust is going to be extremely simple. It looks like. And then, you know, most of my efforts are going to be focused on this face part right here. So what we're going to do now is let this dry. I'm going to upload this video right here because it's probably, I don't know how much time has surpassed. I'm guessing probably about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to upload this video while this cures, and then I'll start making the other video. So I will see you guys in part 2. 2.